Hello everybody, and welcome back to the channel. So, first of all, before we even get into any of the things here, they have added new music tracks by ARCHAEOLOGY to cherry groves, deserts, jungles, mesas, and flower forest biomes. The names of these 4 brand new tracks are A Familiar Room, Bromelade, Crescent Dunes, and Echo in the Wind. I don't know what these sound like, and I don't necessarily play Minecraft with the music on very much, but might go check those out, because I'm always interested. We can now, of course, get into the actual features here. So first of all, sugarcane, cactus, and dead bushes can now be placed on suspicious sand, and of course the sugarcane still needs water next to it. Bamboo can now be placed on suspicious sand and gravel, and sugarcane and bamboo can now be placed on moss. Of course, the sugarcane still needs that water next to it. This probably ain't that useful because you can't pick up these suspicious blocks, but okie dokie. I am quite happy with these moss features though, because it's going to make my projects a lot more detailed. Well, I wasn't going to look at this right now, but sniffers, when they pick up stuff, and they're sniffing for things, they will now emit particles when digging. And since this guy is about to start digging, we're just going to go ahead and observe this now. So now he emits all the particles of whatever block he is digging into. They've also made a few animation changes to the sniffer, and when the sniffer is walking, it's now supposed to be a lot smoother and just a better animation loop. But we don't need to look at that right this minute, we just got that little piece out of it. Next up, if we grab ourselves a brush and smack this command block. Underwater ruins, those in warm oceans, well, all of them will now spawn with suspicious sand in them, and some with suspicious gravel in them, depending on the environment, you know. But those in warm oceans with suspicious sand, you can now find sniffer eggs in. So we're just gonna go ahead and look through a bunch of these and see if we can find a sniffer egg. Got an emerald, got a piece of coal. This looks like it's gonna be another piece of coal. This is also a warm ocean biome, so they are possible to be found in here. I think that's, yep, more coal. Oh, there's one. A sniffer egg. So that is how you are going to obtain these in legitimate survival. Just kind of curious, I would like to go through the rest of these and see on average how many you expect to be getting from these per ruin. Alright, that's 2 more pottery shards. Yeah, the sniffer pottery shards are the ones that you end up finding down here under the sea. But we can head back up to the land right now. Yeah, that is where you're going to find the sniffer eggs and the snort pottery shards in survival gameplay. Speaking of which, when it comes to those pottery shards, they have changed the name from pottery shard to pottery shard. I'm sure it's still pronounced the same, it's just spelled different. But to me that looks like pottery shard. So, you know, that's weird, but okay. Their next change, there is a brand new music disc by ARCHAEOLOGY called Relic. I'm just going to give you a little bit of a taste. I'm going to post a separate video where it's just going to be that full song, but right now I'm on a bit of a time crunch. Now, the pitcher plants, they've made a few small changes. There was an issue where it was like too dark, so that was changed. Also, when you are in survival and you're crafting it into dye, you will now get 2 instead of 1, and I did not know that gave you cyan dye. That is actually going to be very useful. I'm definitely going to have to start farming those in survival once I can obtain a sniffer. Pitcher plants can now be fed to brown mushrooms. What? torch. Oh, no. Sorry. The torch flower can now be fed to ground mushrooms. Yeah. But I'm sure the pitcher plant will follow shortly. So, you know. Now, I'm pretty sure we get a bowl out. We can just go ahead and smack that. What kind of suspicious stew does that give us? That gives us a night vision effect. That makes sense. Pretty nice. Next up, sniffers can now be led with torch flower seeds. When it comes to digging or being lured with seeds, the sniffers will prioritize breeding if they are already in breed mode. So if you try to breed your sniffers and then they start sniffing something, you're not going to just waste your seeds and stuff. The sniffer egg will now only emit particles when being placed on a moss block to signify that it's going to be having accelerated hatching times. But I'm going to break that because I don't need another sniffer wandering around. And finally, alright, the final one that I can show you in game, that is, smithing template razor, and Wayfinder. The images on them have they've both been moved by 1 pixel because I guess they were off. Now, while that is all the changes I have to show you right here, there is actually more. First of all, under the Archaeology tab, when it comes to those ruined structures, you will no longer find them partially exposed, so they will be fully buried. Those ancient trail ruins is also where you will find Relic, the brand new music disc. You will also no longer have duplicated entries for bricks in the suspicious sand and gravel in there. So pretty much the odds of you getting bricks were abnormally high. They're pretty much doubled before. That is now fixed, so the brick chance will not be as high. They have added more structure variants to it. Sand no longer generates in the structure, just the suspicious sand. They've tweaked the amount of gravel and dirt that will spawn inside of it. They tweaked the amount of suspicious gravel that will spawn into it. And they split the loot tables, so suspicious gravel within the structure, it's now going to have a dedicated loot table for rare items, pottery shards, smithing templates, and then they have a different one for common drops, tinted glass panes, tools, candles. So pretty much when you're mining it, it's going to decide whether it's from the rare or the common drops, and then there's going to run a different probability for which item you get from those drops. And then, yeah, they renamed the pottery shard, which I already mentioned. Now, they have a whole chunk of this changed for skulk sensors. Pretty much what I explained last week with their time durations. It's all the same. They haven't necessarily made a big change. It's just in the game's code, they have now actually added separate categories for these. So they will now have inactive, active, and cooldown phases. They will still operate the exact same way as previously, just in the game's code, they are now going to be categorized as being under one of those 3 phases. Active is when it's being activated, it's glowing and the tentacles are moving. Cooldown is that time in between activations, and inactive is just the normal phase where it's not doing anything, and it's looking for a sound to activate. I will put all that text up on the screen revolving skulk sensor phases right now if you're interested. And as always, the changelog will be linked down in the description if you're interested in going and reading that for yourself. Anyways, this has been Mr. Gaming Aquatic. There is a brand new 1.19.80 update out today as well. I recommend you subscribe and hit that bell so that you know when that video gets dropped, because this one is being dropped first. And yeah, pretty much subscribe, hit that bell, and I'll see you next time. Bye.